Here's something many people notice after 60 but rarely get a clear explanation for. Muscles don't just feel weaker over time, they seem to stop responding the way they used to, even when you believe you're eating well and staying active. Getting up from a chair feels heavier, stairs demand more effort, balance feels less reliable, and strength quietly slips away year after year, not because you're doing nothing, but because something important is missing. What makes this frustrating is that many people are following advice they've heard for decades. Meals seem balanced, protein is included, doctors say everything looks normal, yet muscle loss with aging continues, creating a quiet fear that weakness is simply unavoidable after 65. But the truth is, weak muscles after 65 are not caused by age alone, and they are not always the result of inactivity. What often goes unmentioned is that aging muscles change how they respond to food. The same diet that once maintained strength may no longer send a strong enough signal to your muscles to stay active and resilient. Research now shows that one specific dietary adjustment can dramatically improve how muscles respond after 65, helping with sarcopenia prevention, balance, and daily strength, even without extreme exercise or drastic lifestyle changes. What makes this especially important is that this adjustment is simple, affordable, and completely within your control. Yet many older adults are never told about it, even though it plays a major role in muscle maintenance after 65 and long-term independence. In this video, you're going to learn exactly what to add to your diet, why it works differently for older adults, and how to use it correctly so your muscles actually respond. If staying strong, steady, and confident in your daily movements matters to you, it's worth paying close attention, because this one change may be the missing piece your current routine has been lacking all along. What happens to muscles with age? Explaining sarcopenia. Long before the term sarcopenia is ever mentioned, the body signals that change is underway. Movements that once felt effortless begin to require more energy, balance feels less reliable, and daily tasks demand more attention. This has nothing to do with willpower. After about age 30, muscle mass naturally declines each decade, and after 60 that loss accelerates. Without intervention, muscle loss with aging becomes significant, which explains why weak muscles after 65 are so common. Muscles are far more than tools for movement. They support posture, protect joints, stabilize balance, and help regulate metabolism and blood sugar. As muscle mass decreases, the risk of falls rises, recovery slows, and independence can gradually fade. Sarcopenia prevention is not about appearance or performance, but about maintaining strength for daily life. Muscles function as the body's engine, and when that engine loses power, every task becomes more demanding. Nutrition plays a larger role at this stage, yet it is often misunderstood. Aging muscles develop anabolic resistance, meaning they need a stronger nutritional signal to maintain and rebuild tissue. Meals that once supported muscle health no longer produce the same response, which is why advice that worked earlier in life often fails later on. Muscle maintenance after 65 depends on food quality, timing, and composition, not simply calorie intake. When nutrition for muscle strength is properly aligned, muscles receive a clearer signal to stay active. Senior strength nutrition shifts away from general guidelines toward targeted choices that better support aging and muscle health. This is where the best diet for seniors begins to look different, and where protein for older adults moves from a general recommendation to a true foundation, opening the door to the next critical step. The number one diet factor: protein. When it comes to preserving muscle mass and strength with age, protein plays a central role, but after 65 it works differently than most people expect. Eating some protein is no longer enough. Muscles now require a stronger and more consistent signal, which means getting the right amount of protein spread throughout the day rather than relying on a single heavy meal. As the body ages, muscle protein synthesis slows down, making it harder for muscles to repair and rebuild after everyday use. Years ago, the protein from a single meal was often enough to trigger that repair process. Now, the same intake produces a weaker response. This is why muscle loss with aging continues even in people who believe their diet is adequate. Research shows that older adults benefit from higher protein intake, often in the range of 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, which is significantly more than standard recommendations. In practical terms, someone weighing around 150 pounds may need roughly 80 to 100 grams of protein daily to support muscle maintenance after 65. This does not require complicated planning, but it does require consistency. Muscles respond best when protein is supplied regularly, much like an engine that runs smoothly when fueled steadily rather than sporadically. Spreading protein intake across breakfast, lunch, and dinner gives aging muscles repeated opportunities to repair and stay strong. Choosing the right sources also matters. Lean meats such as chicken, turkey, and beef provide high-quality protein along with important minerals. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines add omega-3 fats that support recovery and reduce inflammation. Dairy foods such as Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and ricotta deliver easily absorbed protein while also supporting bone health. Plant-based options including beans, lentils, tofu, and tempeh contribute meaningful protein as well, and eggs remain one of the most complete and versatile options available. Timing amplifies all of this. Research shows that distributing protein evenly across meals is far more effective for nutrition for muscle strength than concentrating it at dinner. A protein-rich breakfast followed by balanced meals at midday and in the evening provides a steady signal that helps prevent weak muscles after 65. Simple additions like cottage cheese, yogurt, or a whey protein shake between meals can make this process easier, especially since whey protein is rich in leucine, an amino acid that strongly stimulates muscle protein synthesis. When protein becomes a foundation rather than an afterthought, senior strength nutrition begins to work with the body instead of against it, naturally leading to the next layer of support that helps muscles respond even better. Powerful nutrients that help muscles. Protein forms the base of muscle health, but long-term muscle maintenance after 65 depends on more than protein alone. Certain nutrients act as reinforcements, helping muscles respond better to food and slowing the processes that drive muscle loss with aging. When these supports are in place, sarcopenia prevention becomes far more effective. Omega-3 fatty acids are especially important because they reduce chronic inflammation and help aging muscles respond more efficiently to protein. This improves muscle protein synthesis and supports recovery. Fatty fish such as salmon and mackerel are excellent sources, while chia and flax seeds provide simple plant-based options that fit easily into daily meals. Vitamin D also plays a critical role and is commonly low in older adults. It supports muscle contraction, balance, and nerve function, all of which are essential for stability and fall prevention. Low levels often lead to weakness and poor coordination, even when protein intake is adequate. Sunlight, fortified foods, and fatty fish help maintain healthy levels, with supplementation considered when needed. Creatine, though often associated with younger athletes, has been shown to help older adults maintain strength when paired with resistance exercise. It supports energy production in muscle cells, improving performance in everyday movements like standing, climbing stairs, and carrying items. It is found in red meat and fish and may also be used as a supplement with guidance. Other nutrients contribute quietly but meaningfully. Magnesium and potassium support muscle relaxation and nerve signaling, while antioxidants from fruits, vegetables, and olive oil help reduce oxidative stress that accelerates muscle loss. Together, these nutrients strengthen the effects of protein and make nutrition for muscle strength more efficient over time. When these elements work together, supporting muscle health becomes simpler and more consistent, naturally leading into broader eating patterns that sustain strength as the body ages. Dietary patterns that help. Once individual nutrients are understood, it becomes important to step back and look at the bigger picture. Food is not eaten as isolated components, but as meals, routines, and habits repeated over time. When it comes to aging and muscle health, these patterns often matter far more than perfection. The most effective approaches are those that support muscle maintenance after 65 without feeling restrictive, complicated, or difficult to sustain. One of the most practical and well-studied approaches is a Mediterranean-style pattern of eating. This is not a trend or a short-term plan, but a rhythm built around real familiar foods such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, fish, olive oil, and moderate amounts of dairy and meat. When combined with regular movement, this way of eating has been associated with delayed muscle weakness and better physical function. From a sarcopenia prevention perspective, it works because it naturally provides protein for older adults along with healthy fats, antioxidants, and micronutrients that support long-term nutrition for muscle strength. This pattern becomes easier to follow when translated into everyday meals. Breakfast might include Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, providing protein and antioxidants without heaviness. Lunch could feature grilled fish with vegetables and olive oil, supporting muscle recovery while remaining easy to digest. Dinner may include beans or lentils paired with quinoa and leafy greens, reinforcing steady energy and muscle support. These are not special meals, just consistent choices that quietly support strength day after day. Beyond any specific cuisine, balanced meals form the real foundation of senior strength nutrition. Each meal ideally combines a quality protein source, healthy fats, fiber-rich carbohydrates, and essential micronutrients. This structure helps stabilize energy levels, improves nutrient absorption, and gives muscles repeated signals to stay active. A simple plate with grilled chicken, sweet potatoes, broccoli, and olive oil illustrates how foods to build muscle after 60 can feel familiar while still being effective. What makes this approach powerful is its simplicity. Once a few reliable meals are in place, planning becomes easier, shopping becomes simpler, and muscle loss with aging is addressed almost automatically. With this nutritional rhythm established, the next step naturally follows, because food alone can only take muscle health so far. Nutrition provides the foundation for muscle health, but movement is what activates that foundation. For muscle maintenance after 65, the greatest benefits appear when diet and exercise work together. Nutrients send the signal to preserve muscle, while movement confirms that the muscle is still needed. Without this partnership, even the best diet for seniors cannot fully prevent decline. Resistance exercise makes aging muscles more responsive to nutrients, particularly protein for older adults. Strength training essentially increases the muscle's ability to absorb and use what is eaten. Without regular movement, muscles become less sensitive, and nutrition has a weaker effect. With movement, the same meals become far more effective at slowing muscle loss with aging, making this combination one of the most reliable strategies for sarcopenia prevention. Exercise at this stage does not require intense workouts or heavy equipment. 2 short sessions per week can be enough to produce meaningful improvements. Simple, functional movements are often the most beneficial. Chair squats reinforce the ability to stand and sit safely. Wall push-ups strengthen the upper body without stressing joints. Resistance bands provide adjustable tension that supports strength while remaining gentle and accessible. A realistic routine might involve choosing 2 days per week and spending 15 to 25 minutes moving through a short sequence of these exercises at a comfortable pace. Following the session with a protein-rich meal or snack helps muscles absorb nutrients more efficiently. Options such as Greek yogurt with fruit, eggs on whole grain bread, or a whey protein shake fit easily into daily life and reinforce nutrition for muscle strength at the right moment. As this routine becomes familiar, confidence often increases quickly. Everyday movements feel easier, balance improves, and hesitation around physical activity fades. Weak muscles after 65 rarely improve by chance, but they often respond when the body receives clear, repeated signals to stay strong. With this balance of nutrition and movement in place, everything learned so far becomes easier to apply in real life, leading naturally into practical planning that simplifies meals and supports long-term consistency. If you've stayed with this video until now, here's the most important question to ask yourself. What will you do differently starting today? Because knowledge alone doesn't protect you from weak muscles after 65, action does. Muscle loss with aging doesn't happen overnight, and neither does strength. It's the small repeated choices that shape aging and muscle health. The protein you choose at breakfast, the walk you take instead of sitting longer, the simple strength moves you decide to try instead of saying, maybe tomorrow. After hearing all of this, the most important question becomes what changes will begin today. Knowledge alone does not protect against weak muscles after 65, but repeated action does. Muscle loss with aging develops gradually, and strength returns the same way, through small, consistent choices that add up over time. Each protein-rich meal, each short walk, and each simple strength exercise contributes to better aging and muscle health. Imagine how daily life could feel if standing up required less effort, balance felt more secure, and confidence returned to movements that once felt uncertain. Many activities are avoided not because they are impossible, but because the body feels unreliable. Sarcopenia prevention is not about reversing time, but about protecting independence and comfort right where life is now. When the best diet for seniors is paired with regular movement, the direction of change often surprises people. Take a moment to reflect on what stood out most. Was it the role of protein for older adults, the importance of supporting nutrients, or how senior strength nutrition works best alongside simple exercise? Sharing which step feels most achievable can encourage others who are quietly dealing with muscle maintenance after 65 and wondering where to begin. If this video was helpful, show your support by liking it, sharing it with someone who may benefit, and subscribing to the channel for more guidance on nutrition for muscle strength, healthy aging, and practical strategies for feeling better in your body. Turning on notifications ensures future videos build directly on what was learned here. Before leaving, take a look at the next video on the screen. It continues this conversation and explores additional habits that support strength, energy, and long-term health, making it a natural next step in building a stronger, more confident future.